He called himself a millionaire. He wore designer suits and whispered about private jets and danger. He said he needed help, just for a night, just until the wire transfer to his bank account hit. They believed him because he made them feel chosen, because he knew the perfect words for lonely nights and big dreams. They called him the Tinder Swindler. His real name is Shimon Hayut, better known as Simon Leviev. He wasn't a prince of diamonds. He was a prince of stories. By the time the spell broke, women across Europe were out hundreds of thousands, some millions. Hayut served short stints in jail for earlier fraud convictions and walked free, the fantasy intact for the next victims willing to buy it. Ever notice how a perfect life looks better at 2 a.m. from a screen? That's not an accident. That's bait. Nebraska, 2017. Sydney Loof, 24, posts a selfie. Ready for my date. She met a woman on Tinder. They traded messages, swapped smiles. Then Sydney vanished. The truth was worse than rumor. The date was a trap. Aubrey Trail and Bailey Boswell lured her, killed her, dismembered her. Trail would be sentenced to death, Boswell to life without parole. The Nebraska Supreme Court upheld Boswell's conviction in 2024. The selfie of Sydney remained, a final photo from a life that should have kept going. A match, a message, a door that locked from the inside. Who could be next? Not every predator wants romance or revenge. Some just want your wallet, your watch, even your life if you resist. Chicago, July 2025. Police warn the city. Robberies run rampant, and they are all tied to a dating app. Victims lured to a building, then ambushed by a group waiting inside. Guns, threats, everything gone in minutes. Variations of the same scheme pop up again and again across cities and dating platforms. South Carolina, 2022. A Tinder date turned robbery, turned murder. 2 defendants later pled guilty. Sydney, Australia, 2023. 5 men targeted via Grindr, robbed, terrorized. Only 2 of the offenders were jailed in 2025. Brazil, 2024. Gay men lured through apps, robbed in deadly stick-ups. At least 5 killed in a wave of attacks that year. The method changes. The math doesn't. App. Meet. Isolate. Take. It sounds like crime by appointment. Here's how the trap works. Every con is a love story about the version of yourself you want to be. Step 1. Love bomb. Fast intimacy, grand promises. You're my soulmate. I've never felt this before. Step 2. Isolate. Don't tell your friends, they're jealous. Your parents don't get it. Let's keep us private. Step 3. Leverage and blackmail. An urgent crisis, a compromising photo, a secret you can't afford to share. Step 4. Demand. Send money. Get in the car. Come alone. Do this now. Step 5. Ruin. Bank accounts dry. A body in a parking lot. A headline that reads like a warning label we still don't read. You're probably thinking, I'm smart. Do other smart people fall for this? Let me answer it this way. It's not stupidity. It's psychology. Intermittent reward. It's like the slot machine effect of dating apps. Projection. We fill in the blanks with who we hope they are. Speed. Fast feelings feel like destiny. Shame. When you sense you've been conned, you hide it, and the trap tightens. Adults fall for these love schemes because loneliness is loud. Teens and preteens fall because validation is oxygen. Predators hear both, like sonar. So, what are the warning signs? Before you meet, predators refuse video calls or always have an excuse. They push for speed. Let's move fast. You're my forever. By day 3. Their story sparkles but doesn't verify. For example, their work, their school, their friends that no one can confirm. They ask for secrecy, from the start. Are you seeing a pattern? When you meet. Predators insist on private locations for the first meeting. They pressure you to drink and ditch your phone. Someone else, their accomplice, shows up by accident. They block you from sharing your location or plans. Online red flags for parents to share with kids, new friends who urge them to hide chats, gifts, game credits, or promises in exchange for pics, requests to move to encrypted apps for privacy. If any of this sounds familiar, hit pause. Love is not afraid of the light, but danger loves to lurk in dark spaces. How should you protect yourself? Here are a few tips from the simple, the practical, and the non-negotiable. Verify identity. Reverse image search their profile pics. Always insist on a brief live video call. Control the meeting location, public place, daylight. You choose the turf. You arrive and you leave on your own. Create a safety loop. Share the profile, time, and location with a friend. Turn on live location. Carry a spare AirTag. Trust your intuition. If your gut drops, if something feels wrong, leave. No apology. Just leave. If a person you've just met needs money for a meet or after you have met, it's not a crisis. It's a con. For parents, normalize check-ins. Teach kids to tell you everything without punishment. Have your kids watch our programs. Shame is the predator's favorite tool. Knowledge is power. Awareness is armor. Let me ask you a question. What makes more sense? Letting your children repeat the same life-threatening mistakes as others, or letting them learn from the life-changing mistakes of others? The following are 3 of the common faces of the trap. The tycoon promises 5-star futures, but leaves you with 5-figure debts. Remember the diamond mogul with the luxury myth. The mentor, a voice on a headset that becomes a lifeline, until the lifeline wraps their hands around your throat. Some predators groom for months, then strike when everyone's trust is soft. The setup, a date that ends with a gun in a stairwell and a wallet on the floor. Police reports keep repeating the same pattern over and over for a reason. Because this scam works every day and every night. So, what can we learn from this? The internet didn't invent desire. It just dressed it in better clothes and a new mask. Caution and doubt is an instinct that has kept the human race alive for thousands of years. It can keep you alive. It's kept your ancestors alive. Trust it. In other words, if your spider senses start to tingle, then get out of there. Remember, the person on your screen might be wonderful, but the story on your screen can be calculated. Predators follow patterns, danger lurks the dark, but love prefers the light. Cinderella had a deadline for a reason. After midnight, magic fades, then returns to reality. If someone asks you to go beyond a deadline, a comfort zone, pause and ask yourself, why? And if a perfect stranger makes you feel like the only person who matters, make them prove it publicly, in the light. Because what we weren't told is simple. It's like every horror movie you've ever seen. Danger prefers the dark and remote places where no one knows where you are. You've been listening to What We Weren't Told. We are a tribe of like-minded people. We don't settle for the headlines. We walk into the shadows together and expose what hides and thrives there. If this opened your eyes, like, subscribe, and share. It motivates us to keep creating and to bring you more of What We Weren't Told. Next time, not every trap starts online. Inheritance games. Some begin with a will, a bloodline, a fortune, marriages, murders, and the price of a last name.